Hey guys, and welcome to the October 9th Stock Talk. So we're going to start off today by analyzing our yesterday's comments. So remember in yesterday, I gave you really guys two perspectives, and you guys might be asking, well, why do you give me two perspectives? Just take a stance. Go bullish, go bearish. I want to know what I really need to know. Which way is the market going to go? Well, you guys can see how yesterday I gave you guys both points of views because we were in a middle ground. I could have argued both ways, whether it's a bearish or a bullish case, and hence you guys saw today how the market played out. For the most part, we were really teeter-tottering, right? Seesawing back and forth between positive and negative. Yes, the Dow was pretty much in the negative, but we saw the Nasdaq fluctuating from positive to negative, and the market wasn't certain which direction it's going to go. So if the market isn't certain which direction it's going to go, I'm certainly not going to be certain. I follow the market's direction. The market doesn't follow my direction. Hey, if they follow my direction, great. If I say ring a bell and then the markets go higher, I would ring the bell today. But here it is, right? So let's take a look at SPY, the S&P 500 on the yearly chart. So, here we go. We see a support area that's pretty defined around 286. And now you guys can see how this is defined due to our reaction off of that level. I've done a couple of things. You guys remember in the past, I had a red line that was slanting upwards, a higher low line that comes off of the February lows, right? Now I've given a range, and this is the range in which we could find a possible bottom. Should we, and that's the caveat, close below 286? Now, the question is, which way is the market going to push, bearish or bullish? And my analysis is not going to differ from yesterday's analysis because the market today didn't give us enough information. I talked about a potential bounce, okay? A potential bounce yesterday in yesterday's analysis. Remember that? Because we formed key support levels on the small caps. We had support levels at the 200 period moving average. Did we hold over it today? We did for the most part, even though it came down near the latter half of the day just a tad bit. The S&P 500, did we bounce off of this low a little bit today? We did, but not as much as we expected. So what is that showing? That is showing weakness in the markets as for now, right? This is showing weakness in the markets. And you guys can imagine, look at this candle today. Here was yesterday's candle, right? Pretty nice. It wasn't that great. I wanted it to see perhaps a retest of the support area down here. We didn't get that far before the bulls pulled it higher. Today, at one point, we were moving higher. We were forming a green candle around 288.70, around that area, but we got rejected and we pulled pretty much to form a reversal of a reversal candle, right? And hence, what am I doing? What am I personally doing right now? Well, you guys know that there's three options that traders can do. Well, they can be bullish and go into the market as a long, okay? But what would you have to be doing? You have to think to yourself, what would you have to be doing in that case? Well, you would be thinking that or guessing that this is a bottom. Remember, we don't really have to guess where the bottom is. Once the bottom is there, then we'll see it after the fact. If we try to guess where the bottom is, chances are, in the majority of the time, you are going to be wrong. And that's just how it is. Guessing a bottom usually never works. You might get lucky once or twice, but, that's how it is. Number two, you could be bearish, right? You could say the stock market is going to continue on lower. Now, in my opinion, I'm favoring that just a tad bit because we haven't satisfied some major support levels that I'm looking at on the S&P 500 that I've talked about here, right? These major support levels. You could be bearish, okay? Or what could you do? You could be on the sidelines, right? And that's why I told you guys what I'm doing. I'm just a spectator. I'm watching this, occurring and happening, but again, I don't want to force myself into a trade because we're in a middle zone, a gray zone in which the market, it's trying to decide which way it's going to go. And I don't want to be pulled in the wrong direction should I enter incorrectly, right? And I'm just trying to raise my probabilities as you guys should too as well, right? Raising your probabilities of success, right? Never force a trade. TVIX or volatility. So here's volatility for you guys. interesting pattern. Yesterday we formed a pretty nice, you guys can see here's the reversal candle, right? Reversal candles on the moving average, the 50 period moving average on the yearly chart. Today, we pretty much said, okay, well, today we went higher, dropped a little lower, didn't change all that much, right? If we were expecting volatility to dip, look in previous cases in which we gapped down here, right? We sold off, but today we started higher, sold off just a little bit, but we're still at 30.95 on TVIX. Now that's interesting, but that's something to take note of because that's different from previous patterns. Now you might be asking, well, what does that mean in the long term? Again, we'll have to play this day by day. I think by the end of the week, we'll have a better picture, especially as earnings start coming in, like the bank earnings and all that. Earnings starts coming in. By the end of the week, we'll have a better picture of which direction the markets will push. But once again, as it's deciding, I'm not going to decide for them. They will decide for itself, and all I have to do is follow what they decide. That's just how it is. So that's volatility for you guys. TVIX. All right. So guys, once again, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the thumbs up button. I highly appreciate it. And I wholeheartedly thank everyone for watching these videos really on a continuous basis. I know a lot of you guys are new, and I know a lot of you guys are returning to watching these videos. So thanks once again, and just, yeah. Like button if you play. Oh, like button, right? Thumbs up button. /CL or crude oil. For crude oil, we talked about a support level around this vicinity, 74.24. Yesterday, we formed a pretty nice, reversal candle back to the upside. And today, we had a follow through to the upside. Now, the thing is, did we follow through and push all the way up? No, but does it have to go all the way up in one day or one swoop? It doesn't, right? So the case is that crude oil, in my opinion, is still bullish. It's still bullish until we get into the range of 76.40 or higher, in which we would look for a possible short. But then we really have to, like I said, take this on a weekly basis. I don't want to see 2 days or 1 day of hit it, come down, because right now, just looking at this chart, crude oil is still bullish, right? We haven't even really hit the 20 period moving average. We've just pretty much gone higher. So, I'm still waiting for the crude oil short, but looking crude oil, if you're pro crude oil, looking good so far with this chart. There's really nothing wrong with this chart. So far, so good. I like it. Natural gas, guys. Natural gas up again. Was this a surprise? No, we've talked about a potential bullish trend, right? Well, natural gas has been bullish from all the way down here, but then we pretty much on this day reconfirmed this as a support. This was confirmed on this day, which was yesterday, right? The major push higher. What is natural gas trying to do? Well, it's trying to reach up here. Now, I gave you guys a scenario in which, the resistance is at 3.421, but the official area could be around 3.398 or around 4.00. That's something to watch. Did we hit that area today? We didn't. So what am I thinking? Well, natural gas, I think, still has a potential one leg up. Once again, does it have to do it tomorrow? It doesn't. But, I would be looking for some sort of resistance at that area. Am I going to short natural gas at that area? What do you think? Well, in my opinion, if you really wanted to, you have to set a stop loss because you're going against a trend or a counter trend. If you're going against a trend, then chances are you have to set a stop loss just in case it breaks out. And then you have to know when to take your profits. So you have to have a plan, of course, before you go into the trade. That's natural gas for you guys. /GC, gold futures. Once again, gold, nothing doing on this chart that says I'm going to be pro gold, right? We're still consolidating pretty much with a resistance at 1210, 1211. Don't see any push higher. We're seeing just horizontal movement. Untradeable for gold, especially if you're pro gold That's my opinion. If you're trading gold and you're making money, or you're shorting gold and you're making money, continue to do so. Remember, do what you guys know this. Do what you do well. Like, you know, when you do a great trade or a good or a positive trade, think about what you did and what you did well, and try to capitalize that in the future, right? And same thing if you're not doing something well, no, try to avoid that path in the future so that you wouldn't repeat that same mistake. That's, you know, learning process. Learning process for everyone. Let's take a look at a couple of your tickers. The first one I will tackle is PANW. This is Palo Alto Networks. So the thing about these stocks is, you know, many stocks actually, is as the stock market's been going lower, right, lower and lower, we're getting some bargains. But I just gave you guys a scenario in general market movement of the spider that there could be potential legs lower, right? We haven't hit our major support level yet. There could be potential legs lower, and when that selling occurs, we may really see a cascade effect. If and when that occurs, we may see a cascade effect towards that level. So right now, you're looking at this chart, you're like, well, it is oversold. But remember, it's oversold, but certainly what goes down can go down further, especially if markets continue moving lower. So you want to be cautious on this one. While this is an uptrend, it seems like we're breaking some major support levels, right? One of the support levels right here, 213, broke that level, right? We have some support levels, reactionary levels up here around 1215, broke those. Hence, we don't have a confirmation that we're going to move higher. We have to wait off on this one. How long? We have to wait at the very least, in my opinion, a couple of, like, okay, so you might be asking, well, Kevin, look at here. Look at this point right here. I'm talking about right here. Look, we came down and we reversed and took 1 day. But then how long did it take for it to come down? 2 days, right? It came 2 days to come down, pretty much 1 day where we saw the reversal and back up. Do we have to catch it down there on the first day? We don't. We don't, right? We can catch it when it's moving higher. That would be a better area, right? All right, so, you know, right now, there's no reversal signal. Even if we got in over here, right? Over here, we dipped down, got a recovery over the 20-period moving averages and the 50. You know, that's an entry area where you could think about going in. Doesn't have to be at the bottom. Again, this is kind of like guessing at the bottom. I don't know if this is the bottom, right? You know, perhaps we'll hit the 50-period moving average and bounce on top. But we have to see some sign of that first. Thanks for your comment. And then ISRG is our next one. So ISRG, same thing, right? Same thing. Where we, oh, this is one I've looked at in the past. That's interesting. Apparently, I drew this line. We broke above, break below, and then we finally broke above, and then reconfirmed this as a support line. Can you guys see that? That's interesting. I drew this line probably a long time ago, and then reconfirmed it here, and then that was the major push higher. Again, here, you know, where's our major support level? You could argue that 516.38 is around our major support level, but once again, you guys have earnings coming up. Got to be cautious of that. You know, this is coming up in October 18th. That's in 9 days, so, you know, just be in the lookout for that. But no sign of reversal just yet. Be a little cautious. Thank you for your ticker submission. We'll take at Macomb. So we'll tackle one of your ticker, and this is, you know, we're tackling one ticker because you guys can imagine if I do two tickers, then it's going to be taking too long. So there is Disney for you guys. Disney, right? We reconfirmed this as a support, and this comes, I believe, off of like the 3-year chart. So this is one that moves rather slowly. We've talked about, here's the 3-year chart. This is a very long made bull flag pattern that's been playing out to the upside. You know, Disney on the weekly chart looks pretty good, right? It looks pretty good, but look at the yearly chart, we're at the peak. So, you know, this is an interesting one. We're nearing the resistance. So, you know, this one I would, at the very least, give it a couple more days because we're at the resistance. If it pops over, it can reconfirm as that support. great, then possibly take that position. But we're just nearing the top right now. So if you wanted to play a potential uptrend, I think that's fine. Again, you have to allocate your risk efficiently in this case if you were to get in at a resistance area. Thank you, McCombs, for your call out. Arshad, thank you. K9, we'll take a look at SCI. SCI. So, interesting. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so interesting. Okay. I think I know what you're seeing, and so far it looks good on this chart. It looks good. We're consolidating. That's good. Again, this one's moving higher. I think I like this trajectory. It's just if there's a rapid sell-off, once again, you have to put a stop loss on this one, right? You guys can imagine when the rapid sell-off occurs on a daily basis, it moves down quickly. First day, back to the 20 period. Next day, below the 50 period, right? Look how quick it can drop. Hence, want to be cautious about where your stop loss is situated. But, you know, if this continues higher, sure, you can continue riding the wave higher. This is an interesting trend. Thank you for your call out. Looking at the 3-year chart, you guys can see, you know, we're pretty much a little bit overextended, right? You guys can imagine, here's the 20 period moving average, a little bit overextended. What did we do last time before the leg higher? We consolidated for a couple of weeks. Interesting, huh? Thank you for your comment. Luis, hashtag was waiting. Thank you. Yeah, yesterday I did a quick video for you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Cy Ram, first time viewer. Let's take a look at your ticker, LRCX. So we'll take a look at one of those. I know you kind of wanted me to review. Oh, AMAT. Okay, so I'll take a look at both of them for you just because I've taken a look at these two in the past. So LRCX, no sign of reversal. I've done fib on this one and shows that 130 could be our probable trajectory in terms of a support. But since there's no sign, especially looking on the weekly chart, this is shortable almost, right? Looking at this one, if you've been shorting this one, you've been making rather a lot of money. Just note that earnings coming up that may change the tone of this stock, but right now, up until that point, we're seeing downtrends. Hence, you know, even if earnings we pop higher, I'll wait for that to occur first and look at the reaction after that. I don't really want to play this one, even though we are in the oversold trajectory. Same thing with AMAT. Big problem here. Big problem, right? Nothing doing here for this one. And, you know, where's that support line? If I, you know, it's anyone's guess where the support line is, right? You can say the support line is at 30.57. That's $5 away. Are you willing to take that $5 gamble? Probably not. Okay, so I'm having a hard time trying to see which one's oversold. They're both oversold, but once again, what becomes oversold can continue to be oversold. Hence, nada here. Right? All right, thanks. Thanks for your tickers. Giants, Rico, you are looking for oil to head lower. We'll see how that goes, Rico. Jason, J.E., Mike, Draxon, appreciate all of your comments. And guys, if I didn't do any of your tickers, please submit it in the ticker box down below. You guys know that there is a trading course that I've developed, and we have a lot of members in there actively communicating with me during the market day. So if you guys want to be part of that chat group and part of the video lesson library that I've made, feel free to take a look at it in the description box down below. All right, guys, that's it for this video. And of course, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a great day and enjoy your trading day tomorrow. All right, see you later.